Do you know that murder is no laughing matter?
Well, was I laughing?
Where were you on the night of April 25th? Your silence shields a woman's honor. Do you know what's going to be said of you? You're going to be called old-fashioned. A man will not say where he is because it involves a woman's honor. How quaint. Say, do you think she's worth it? Oh yes. Get red in the face. I should think you would. Blush. Blush for shame. Shame for having loved a woman that would let a man face death to shield her own honor.
Yeah, but you don't know what you're talking about.
It's just like a woman, the cowards. Yeah, that's what I most despise in women. Afraid they won't be seen as the pure, noble, sensitive souls they spend their lives trying to make us believe they are.
Shut up!
Sickening.
There are things that you don't understand.
Oh yes, I do. I suppose she's got a husband. I suppose he'd divorce her. And then she won't get asked out for tea quite so often. Good Lord! Die for something real!
But you and I have different ideals, Mr. Foster. There are things that we don't discuss.
There are things we have to discuss. If you're going to insist upon this romantic course, then at least we will have to get something out of that.
What do you mean?
But simply that public feeling is going to swing towards you, or the jury will say you murdered Erwald. If we cannot have an alibi, let us, by all means, have a hero.
Have you given out a story to the newspapers?
Very delicately done. A life for a life. Isn't that moving?
While Gordon Wallace languishes in his cell, some woman is safe in a shielded home. Charged with the murder of John Erwald, young Wallace fails to cut his chain of circumstantial evidence with an alibi. Where was Gordon Wallace on the night of April 25th?
He maintains a dogged silence. Behind that silence rests a woman's honor, and so on at some length.
You had no right to give out a story without my consent.
Oh yes, I have. If I cannot get your consent for saving your life, then, my young friend, I shall have to save it without your consent. Pardon my rudeness.
And how will this save it?
How little romantic young men know of the romantic sex. Wives, including, I hope, jurors' wives, will cry, "Don't let that chivalrous young man die!" Women just love to have their honor shielded. It's very touching to them.
Mr. Foster, I tell you again, I dislike your attitude toward women. You don't make fun of me if you want, but I have respect and reverence for women. I believe it's perfectly true that men must guard that. So call me a romantic young fool if it pleases you, but I have a mother, a sister, sweetheart. Yes, I am ready to die to shield a woman's honor.
No, you shall not.
Oh! You've come?
I have come.
I don't understand.
You were not willing to let him die?
No.
Good! Good! Then this young man was with you on the night of April 25th?
Yes.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, there is no use, Gordon, in trying to keep a lady from doing what she has apparently determined to do.
No, you cannot keep me from doing what I have determined to do.
For my part, I respect you for it. Then you are prepared to testify that on the night of April 25th, Gordon Wallace was with you from 12 o'clock midnight till 8 next morning?
Yes.
Was with you continuously?
Yes.
And your name?
No, don't give him your name. He'll use it. I tell you, this is all a mistake. I don't know this lady. I never saw her before. You mustn't do this.
I have done it.
And, as I said, madam, I greatly respect you for doing it. You are, if I may say so, unlike most of your sex.
Ugh.
Your name?
Mrs. Oscar Duncan.
Mrs. Duncan? I hear someone is coming in. Will you just step this way? It's a nice, quiet room where you can contemplate life, the universe, not so
Good Continuously.
Well, Gordon.
Oops. It seems that mufflers get longer and longer, don't they?
Well, perhaps they do. But you are willing to leave your name and address.
Certainly I'm willing to leave my name and address. What else would I be here for? Oh, but could I use a telephone?
No! No.
It will be better to let them know I'll probably be late getting home for lunch.
There's someone in there. Let me show you the way through to the jail phone.
The jail? But we'll soon have you out of jail.
Don't burn it down, long time.
Gordon Wallace, I presume?
Ahem. On the night of April 25th,
I understand that down here a young man is about to die for a woman's honor.
he had some such thing in mind.
Now, you can't get away with that. Sorry to upset your plans, but the death seems uncalled for. On the night of April 25th, Gordon Wallace was with me.
From 12 o'clock midnight till 8 next morning.
From 12 o'clock midnight till 8 next morning.
Continuously?
Continuously.
Well, Gordon! I'm beginning to understand why you hesitated to tell the truth about that momentous night. Rise and thank the Lady Gordon. It's in Lacey.
Darling, I cannot let you die for me!
Gordon, me mad, son!
Gordon, you called me madam after that night together? My beloved, when I think of those hours I lay in your arms.
Pardon me, but you never lay in my arms.
Oh, I know. I understand. You pretend not to know me. You will die, Sheila. But you shall not. You cannot escape me. Come here.
Certainly not. But permit me to tell you, you are making a mistake.
No, I am not making a mistake. You shall not die for me.
I really don't intend to, if I can help it.
Oh, this is so beautiful, so ennobling. And when I think of that night, April 25th!
Well, Gordon, that's good. Have you a choice? It seems you didn't understand women as well as you thought.
Neither did you.
Oh no. While I was over at the bank, women came.
Yes, I know.
Oh, but more women. 6 women.
Oh, no! Don't let them
Ooh.
Thank them for coming.
Uh-huh.
Tell them you shall not leave them. Go away.
Okay.
Well, come now. What shall we do with this embarrassment of generosity? You see, dying for a woman's honor isn't as easy as you think. It even looks as though there were a sort of conspiracy against it.
We made a fool out of.
Are you sure you can help us?
No. Some of those women won't go away. I don't know what to do with them.
No, it's not a matter the young can cope with. Ah, good job. Gold star.
So, you were thinking of dying for a woman's honor. Now, do you think that's a very nice way to treat the lady? Seems to me you should think of her feelings. Have you a right to ruin her life?
Ruin her life?
Why, certainly. A life that somebody has died for is practically a ruined life. For how are you going to think of it as anything but a life that somebody has died for? Did it ever strike you as funny that woman's honor is only about one thing, and that man's honor is about everything but that thing? Now, woman's honor means woman's virtue, but this lady for whom you propose to die has no virtue.
Oh, please be careful what you say.
I mean very careful. I'm thinking it out just as carefully as I can. Now, The night of April 25th, or at some time previous to that, she lost her virtue. And you proposed to die to keep us from knowing about this loss. Now, it has happened, hasn't it, on the night of April 25th, from 12 o'clock midnight till 8 next morning. Continuously, she lost her virtue.
Oh my.
You aren't dying to keep her virtuous. I fancy few lives have been laid upon that altar, but you're dying to keep us from knowing she is what she is. Dear me, it seems rather sad.
It is noble beyond words.
There's where you're going to get your approbation.
Competition.
Can it be that we are two souls with but a single thought?
Perhaps we are two hearts that beat as one.
We might draw lots.
Love conquereth all things.
Even the female brain.
I wonder why you others came.
Oh, no. Why did you come?
Oh, I have children of my own. I thought, he's just a nice boy, and probably she's just some nice girl afraid of her mother. Hi. Hello. And I thought, well, now what an awful pity to let him die, or even spend a lot of time in prison. And it would be just like a lot of men to fuss around over a woman's honor and really let it hurt somebody.
Exactly.
So I decided, well, I'll go. What harm can it do me? You see, I'm in the habit of trying to save lives. I do nursing, practical nursing, and I didn't happen to get a case just now, so I thought, well, I'll just take this case. Of course, my children might be upset about it, but they're awful nice children, and probably when they're older, they'll be pleased to think their mother didn't want a nice boy to die. Now I wonder if she will come.
I wonder.
She is here.
Oh, it's not you. You thought it was the lawyer you were with. Anyway, people who do things don't make such a fuss about them.
I think she will have to come.
I don't see how she could ever think of staying away. I hate a coward.
Well, some women care a great deal about their honor. I think usually it's women who aren't very well, or who haven't had much else to take up their time. Oh, you've come!
Please, go away.
Oh,
Can't you see that there's no need for your stay?
there is movement.
It's true we aren't all needed. Who will be best?
No.
Tell us, why are you here?
Well, you see, for myself, I haven't any honor, haven't had for some time. So I thought if the sacrifice of a woman's honor is to save a man's life, well, then let me, who have none, nobly sacrifice mine.
What do you mean you haven't had any honor for some time?
Oh, I haven't had my honor around with me since I was 17.
Do you miss it?
Well, yes, sometimes. When I'm tired, I might like to slump back into it. You see, honor camouflages so many things. Stupidity, selfishness, greed, lust, avarice, gluttony. So without it, you're almost forced to be a decent sort, which is sometimes wearing. But I'll tell you why I'm really here. When men begin to sob around about woman's honor, they get my goat. That lawyer, he thought he could get away with it. Why, woman's honor would have died out long ago if it hadn't been for men's talk about it.
I suppose it really has to be kept up as long as it gives men such noble feelings.
That man, the one when I was 17, he's that sort. He would be, of course. By this instant, his eyes would become pools of feeling if anyone were to talk about saving a woman's honor. Gee.
If she is here, she must be feeling quite upset. If she cares enough about her honor to have held back this long, it can't be easy to let it go.
She'll be better off without it.
I don't know. You see, she's had it quite a while. She's used to it. I was thinking...
While he was busy with the other women, I just slipped by. Is this?
Sit down and wait your turn.
Are all of you ahead of me?
Your number seems to be 5. You look young for this.
Well, if you'll excuse my saying so, the same objection can't be made to some of you.
What are you here for?
Oh, I guess I'm here for about the same reason all of you are here.
Well, we're here for different reasons.
Say, what are you trying to put on over me? Suppose I think you're here for your health, or out of kindness, or to show your great beauty. Hardly. Anybody not feeble-minded could figure out why you're sitting here like owls.
Well, why?
Oh, not for money, of course.
I'm sorry you said that.
How sordid, how desecrating. Say, I don't like the atmosphere of this place.
We don't like it as well as we did.
A business proposition is a business proposition. What a man needs and can pay for. Well, I really must ask you. Love is so beautiful. Well, suppose it is. What's that got to do with it?
You seem hard for one so young.
I may be hard, but I'm not crazy.
Woman's honor doesn't play much part in your young life, does it? Or woman's self-respect either.
Say, you think you can stand there and insult me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you are, but I'll have you know I'm an honest working girl.
Dear God,
Of course it is. I heard they were going to take on another stenographer down here, but I don't like the atmosphere of this place. It was a misunderstanding. Why these days with misunderstandings?
It will be said we did this for money.
Oh, a great deal will be said. If you care about what's said, you better follow the honest working girl out that door. What's said makes an awful difference in some people's lives. They don't know how much difference until they've heard it said.
You get made into one thing, and then it's not easy to be another. And as that honest working girl hinted, some of us aren't as young as we'd like to be.
Age shouldn't discourage one. It's never too late to mend.
Certainly is drafty. If she is here and really minds losing her honor, well, she could just go home.
Thank God.
No, I'm staying right here in my spot.
Can't always lose our honor. It might do the young man more harm than good. It's different with you. You had an early start. Compared to now, you've got character. You don't need on to it.
What is woman's honor?
A thing men talk about.
A safe corner.
A star to guide them.
Guide them where?
Yes, where? Many woman who's been guided hasn't been guided anywhere.
Well, aren't we something more than things to be noble about?
Of course, what we've really been is kind. We have not deprived them of the pleasures of being noble.
Well, can't we put something in its place so they won't be too desolate and we won't be so
Bored?
If we could only get them noble about something else, I should really hate to take it from them entirely. It's like giving up smoking or drinking. You have to do it gradually, and there should be something to put in its place.
If only we could think up a new vice for them.
They already have all of them.
I hope you women can think of some way to free us from men's noble feelings about it. I speak for all women of my underworld, although smothered under men's lofty sentiments toward them. I wish I could paint for you the tragedies of the shielded life. I know you would feel something must be done to save us. After all, we're not your sisters. Our honor has been saved so many times. We are tired. And so when I read in the paper this morning that woman's honor was being saved again,
Read it in the paper. Then you're not the one.
not that one, but I still have some.
Are you a stenographer too?
No. I wonder if she is here.
I wonder.
But don't turn against me because I'm not this particular woman. What a detail that is. I am those victims of men's dreadful need for nobility. I'd rather die than go back to it. Help me lead another life.
Oh, well, we must help her. We will find a place for you.
Then you go and I will stay.
I don't give my life for you, my sister.
No, you won't. I'll have nothing to do with saving you. You deserve woman's honor. Now come with us. Aren't you coming with us?
No.
Why not?
I shall stay.
Perhaps she is here. And if she is here, then we have not the right to leave her.
Tell us, are you the woman Gordon Wallace was with on the night of April 25th?
Yes.
Of course, we've all said that.
She says it in a different way.
I'm afraid you will have to leave with us. It seems she has the right.
But do you think she has the right just because she is the one?
Oh, leave me.
No.
Oh, can I please just sit in my spot?
You know, I like that idea.
Me too. Why, the more I think about it, the better I like it.
Yes, come. This is the lady you were going to die for.
But no! What can I do for her? I insist upon it. I am the one.
You are not the one.
Now I think, to avoid feeling between you two, I had better stay.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm a nurse and a mother, and I keep coming back to the idea these things are needed.
No, you have too many other things to do. I'm the one to remain. I'm peculiarly fitted for it.
There is no one less fitted for it than you.
And how do you make that out?
You don't need it. Woman's honor never hurt you.
Are you acquainted with this woman?
No,
Then why are you so afraid of her?
I'm not. But you were going to help me lead a better life. And now you stand here quibbling over a petty question of fact when the whole great question of escape from woman's honor is at stake.
You in this room. I had hoped that while you were here together, you might, I don't know, arrive at some understanding.
Oh, I wish you'd go home. We might arrive at something if we didn't have you on our backs.
Now, why must women always dislike each other?
If I were you, I'd try not to talk much.
I know. Oh.
She has a mother's heart. Now I'd let you talk.
Sometimes it seems just as well not to try to follow women.
Sometimes even better.
Well, now, ladies, let's drop personal dissensions for the moment. This unfortunate young man, Mr. Wallace, is much moved by your generosity. He had made up his mind to die for woman's honor, but now it seems he is not to do so, a change of plan for which he is not yet adjusted. Gordon, why you bring this? That's right. His perturbation makes him unable to select the lady that was with him on the night of April 25th. So, I would like to get your feeling. Since it seems unnecessary for all of you to have been with him on the night of April 25th, doubtless you will agree with me we should always eliminate waste. Since a woman's honor is to be sacrificed, may I, without indelicacy, inquire who would sacrifice least?
I would. You would?
The rest of you can talk as long as you like. I shall stay.
Well, there seems something final about that.
Tell us, are you the one
am the one to stay.
Now don't cheat. Tell us.
Cheat! Cheat! You say to me, don't cheat. I don't cheat. I've been cheated. Cheated out of my chance to have the one I wanted by a man who would have what he wanted. Then he saved my woman's honor, married me, and cheated me out of my life. Just something to be cheated. That's the way I think of myself. Until this morning. Until I read about Gordon Wallace, I finally saw a way to get away from myself. This is the first thing I've ever wanted to do that I've done. You'll not cheat me out of this. Don't you try.
But she's thinking of it just in a personal way.
That's why I stay.
But think of my poor sisters, all those unfortunate women.
The only unfortunate woman I'll think about is myself.
You hear her, the only unfortunate woman she'll think about is herself.
Now we really must.
Ladies! Perhaps you can figure out some way to fix this.
To save both of them through Gordon Wallace!
Oh, hell. I'll plead guilty.
Thank you.